I want to give a big thank you to Salesforce for sponsoring the following interview with Brian Landsman, CEO of the Salesforce AppExchange and Global Partnerships. I love how jam-packed this interview was with use cases, statistics, and insights. To kick things off, Brian, how would you explain your vision for the agent exchange in the Salesforce ecosystem?
Yeah. So, we launched the App Exchange almost 20 years ago. It's amazing what we've built. 7,000 plus partners, 9,000 actual apps and listings. Over 91% of our customers are using an App Exchange app. So we've built this amazing B2B marketplace. It came out before, if you could believe it, before the Apple App Store. So Mark actually gave the term App Store, gave the trademark to App Store to Steve Jobs long time ago, and then we created the App Exchange. But it's been more in a SaaS and app framework for quite some time, as you're well aware. We have lots of integrations to amazing third parties. We have amazing verticalized versions of Salesforce or CRM-like capabilities that have been built on the platform. And now, as we enter this era of AI and era of agents, we're starting to bring agentic capabilities, agent capabilities to what we're calling the Agent Exchange, which is really, if the way to think about it, is really a subset of the App Exchange. So the App Exchange, as we know and love, is not going anywhere, but lots of these new agentic capabilities are going to be listed on our Agent Exchange, and we're going to evolve the capabilities of the Agent Exchange and the App Exchange, at that matter, to have better discoverability, better ability to buy and try products, and have discoverability of capabilities directly in the Salesforce products. So whereas previously you might have to go to the App Exchange to find something, you might now actually, or you will now actually be able to get those capabilities, discover those capabilities right when you need them, right when you want them, or you may have a license to them as a company, but you, the user, might not even know that those capabilities exist. So we're going to bring those right to your fingertips. We're really excited about where we're going here with the Agent Exchange. We think there's a new era of our ecosystem that we're just kind of at the crack of. A much larger TAM, really the TAM of the entire digital labor market, $6 trillion probably in TAM.
Well,
And we think there's some amazing companies that are going to be started in the space. And we have an amazing customer base, an amazing user base, and we feel that the Agent Exchange is really the place where we're going to bring those capabilities together and get those users the place where they can discover these amazing companies like they've done for the last 20 years.
wow, yeah, those user metrics are awesome. And I'm sure with improved discoverability, like it's going to even get the right things in the right hands at the right time. That sounds awesome. Can you share an example of a partner who has actually leveraged the agent
Yeah.
exchange to develop agentic solutions?
Yeah, I mean, we have a great partner in Seismic. We've been sharing some of their success recently because we're so excited what they're building. Especially in our really core space of Salesforce automation. They're an enablement solution. They help salespeople learn how to sell better, what to sell, the products to sell. And traditionally, this was something where you'd have a knowledge base of information that was sort of updated by an enablement team or a marketing team, and the salesperson would have to go discover that content in the right moment at the right time. And they have now built on Agentforce a series of actions and topics so that if you're talking to your sales agent in Agentforce, it'll actually tell you the things you need to know proactively. It'll actually come out directly in the workflow, surface the relevant content, and automate some of those follow-up tasks, and then bring that feedback back to the enablement team so that you can sell better. And Seismic, because they have an App Exchange package, they're already on the App Exchange, they're used to integrating with Salesforce. They were able to just build this and get this into market really quickly and have customers start trying it. So they're already in market with customers using this capability through the Agent Exchange who have bought Agentforce and are setting up, not just an Agentforce experience for their salespeople, but an Agentforce experience for their salespeople that's powered by this amazing partner, all in one place, all behind our security and trust layer.
That sounds amazing. And so we spoke about sales a little bit. How are you going to be transforming customer service and the contact center operations through the use of agents?
Sure. I mean, look, I think, our Service Cloud has amazing partners that do lots of different things today. And I think the easiest way to think about anything regarding the Agent Exchange is that it's going to be an evolution of all of the extensibility and all those capabilities that you're used to getting from Salesforce around our core products, be it sales or be it service. So something really simple, really one we're excited about that we're going to be talking about with our Agentforce 3 release is the ability to register MCP servers in Agentforce. And one of those great partners we're planning to work with is PayPal. And you could think about a customer service agent who is dealing with a return or dealing with an incorrect charge, and that person needs to process a refund. Well, they can go ahead and process that directly in Agentforce at the moment that you're having the conversation. Or in theory, the agent, without even talking to a human, might be able to process that if you've given the agent that PayPal capability that's been installed through the agent exchange. And the way that you would get that PayPal capability is through the agent exchange. You're getting it directly from PayPal. It's not some sort of open source or third party MCP server, but it's vetted, it's reviewed by our security teams, and it's listed on the agent exchange and installed into your Agentforce gateway, which allows you to govern that integration. So we're really excited about some of the capabilities that are coming to the service space, in addition to coming to the sales space.
That's awesome. So, looking across everything, what do you see as the biggest growth opportunities over the next 2 to 3 years?
Yeah, I mean, we see this rise of agent first businesses. So we think, in addition to actual companies who are going to want technology to run an agent first business or an agent first part of their business, we also think there's going to be ISVs or effectively third parties that are completely AI native. So the same way we had cloud native ISVs joining the AppExchange when there was a huge, shift from on-premise to cloud and a huge adoption of SaaS as a business model, we see the same thing coming with AI. We see that there are going to be companies, their entire business might be an MCP server. Their entire business might be an agent. Their entire business might be an agent that has incredible skills and capabilities that are supporting salespeople, supporting service people, that are actually doing, sales qualification. They're resolving customer service, and they're going to need access to that customer data, have the right permissions to that customer data. And through the agent exchange, they're going to be able to, our customers are going to be able to install those capabilities directly into their effectively system of record, which in many cases is Salesforce. So we see a huge surge in these type of businesses that are going to start completely from scratch. We also see a huge surge in transition of traditional SaaS businesses to agent first or AI first capabilities that are going to plug into our framework as well. So this is probably the most excited I've ever been at Salesforce in my 14 years at the company about what's coming, and certainly the most excited I've been about having, such an incredible ecosystem already, and one that we think is going to double, triple, and just continue to grow at an amazing clip.
Yeah, no, this is certainly a super exciting time. It's so interesting to get to watch it, and I love seeing what Salesforce is doing here. What are the types of apps, like with this surge, what are the types of apps, agents, and solutions that you really see gaining traction right now?
Yeah, there's right now we see strong momentum in specialized industry specific AI agents and solutions. Again, very similar to what we've seen as some of the amazing capabilities in our ecosystem already, where, with Salesforce, the amazing thing about our product is you can really customize it as you want to your business. And you can go do that yourself. You can go build that on your own. You can hire a systems integrator or a consulting partner to build something very specific to you. But we also have these amazing partners that have deep industry knowledge. They know the right workflows. They've experienced them. They may have certain credentials or certifications that are required of certain industries, be it anything from a healthcare to car dealerships to, you name it. And they're all building these amazing AI-powered experiences that have those same capabilities. So, for example, we have an amazing partner, Bullhorn, who's building an AI-powered recruitment tool that can automate candidate screening and job fit analysis, and they're going to surface that right directly in Agentforce and also directly in their product. So if you are a Bullhorn user, you're going to get these Agentforce capabilities because they're built on the Salesforce platform. They can take advantage of all this great work and these 20 years of work that we've done on the platform side, so that you don't have to go change your data structure. You don't have to go change your permission settings. Your admins are familiar with how to use Salesforce, and they're going to be doing that directly in a company like Bullhorn, who's built natively on Salesforce platform. We also see some amazing uptick in DevOps automation. So company Capado is a great partner of ours. They're building an amazing automation agent for deployment and compliance checks when people go live with new deployments of Salesforce. They're an amazing partner doing some really cool stuff. So we're kind of seeing it all over. We see horizontal solutions. We're seeing very industry specific solutions. And now with Agentforce 3, where we're really leaning into MCP, we're really going to start to see a lot of integrations with sort of our peer companies in areas like productivity, document generation, document extraction, file extraction, data intelligence, things of that nature. So we're really excited about where things are going here.
No, that is so exciting. And you mentioned a lot of different applications. How is Salesforce thinking about ensuring security, ethical AI, different trust standards? Like, are there guardrails in place to help clients manage that?
Yeah, I mean, generally AI is grounded in trusted data. I mean, if you go build as a partner, if you build an action or a topic or template and you list it on the agent exchange, it's going to have passed security review. We do, rigorous review with penetration testing, and so we're going to do that with anything that is listed on the agent exchange, be it an agent action or a topic or even an MCP server, an A to A capability. Those are all going to go through our security review so that when you go install them, you're getting the same expectations of security that's made the AppExchange so successful to hundreds of thousands of customers to date. And then,
Awesome.
more on the data side with our zero copy data access and some of our policy enforcement real time monitoring that we're coming out with Agentforce 3, and of course our ethical guardrails. We really want to empower our IT leaders to really experiment, try these capabilities, feel comfortable that they can take advantage of them within a secure and trusted framework that may not exist kind of out there on the open internet.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've chased people down at conferences before to say, hey, can you tell me a little bit about how secure my data is going to be here? And so this is awesome. You also talked a little bit about things that are newer or coming out. Can you share a little bit about Salesforce recent announcement and
Yeah.
how you're expanding the Salesforce Agent Exchange?
Absolutely. So, the agent exchange was announced in March. We've been mostly focused, as I mentioned, on actions, topics, agents that are packaging Agentforce. So, really easy way to think about it is, in the past, as I said, you could go deploy Salesforce, you could really customize it or build solutions on the platform very specific to your use case or your industry. We also had amazing partners who were doing this so you could get them out of the box off the agent exchange. And so, sorry, off the app exchange. And so now with the agent exchange, it's very similar. So if you have Agentforce capabilities that you want to go create, you can go create them, or you could just go get them on the agent exchange and kind of accelerate your time to market. Specifically, if you have an industry use case where the workflows, the right level of governance might already want to be baked into that. So that's really where we were in March. And now as we come here with Agentforce 3, we're really leaning into some of these open standards like MCP and A to A through our agent gateway, which really allows you to manage and register these third-party MCP servers into Agentforce to give the Agentforce that capability to leverage third parties like Box, PayPal, Atlassian, DocuSign, Google, to really provide those capabilities. So again, thinking more in the App Exchange sort of paradigm, we have amazing integration partners who, if you're a sales user or a service user, they provide you these capabilities to really integrate securely with other application providers or data providers or other technologies like voice for Service Cloud. So we're going to start to bring all of those things in through MCP. But the amazing part about MCP is the partner can really build their own MCP server one time and register that in Agentforce. We're going to make it really easy for them to do that. But in the past, where they might have to build a Salesforce integration to some of our competitors or other third parties, they really can build that one time, and various agents can access it. And so we're really providing, by supporting MCP, we're really giving a lot more control and a lot more, let's just say, efficiency into how integration is going to work for lots of third parties who our customers use and use successfully. So we're really excited about this development in the market. We really want to support it. We really want to make sure our customers feel like they're able to access all of these capabilities in Salesforce, use their data successfully in Salesforce with these third-party capabilities.
Yeah, that idea of not having to rebuild is, I think, one of the things that I'm most excited about. If you could give one piece of advice to an organization that's considering getting started with building agents, what would that be?
I would say, don't try to solve all your problems at once. Start
Mhm.
small, scale fast. Don't try to solve every problem. Starting with a narrowly scoped use cases that's easy to implement, you can measure, it can provide clear value. It's why we've seen a lot of adoption to date, I think, when it comes to agents in the service space, because people have been doing service automation with bots for a very long time. And so as we kind of enter the era of generative AI, there's a lot of comfort and a lot of familiarity with things like, you know, triaging a case before it speaks to an actual human being. And so this is, in some case, this is a little bit of an evolution of that. And that's why you're seeing so much adoption in the customer service space. But as we start to get into, say, industry specific workflows, sales, commerce, marketing, you know, starting small, starting with a smaller universe, even using it for your own internal use as a way before you start exposing it to the customer, which is definitely what we're doing here at Salesforce. That's a great place to start. If you go look at where Salesforce is really experimenting with our own version of Agentforce, go to help.salesforce.com and you can just go ask it questions. Anyone can go do this. And we, as users of Salesforce, customers of Salesforce, sorry, as employees of Salesforce, I go to help.salesforce all the time, partially out of curiosity, but partially I want to make sure that if a customer comes to ask about, the ISV program or the partner program, that those capabilities are accurate. And I think with AI agents, you have to consistently work through them. You have to test them. You have to tune them. And
Mhm.
it's just going to continue to get better. So if you go to help.salesforce.com today, and then you go there 6 months from now and you ask it the same series of questions, the answers are going to get progressively better. It's going to have, less errors, or maybe direct you to places that you then have to go do actions. It'll actually start to take actions for you directly there. So let's just use a really simple example today. If I want to learn about the agent exchange, today I might really just get a lot of information back. I could ask it a lot of questions. But if I say, okay, now I want to be a partner, sign me up. Well, the agent should be able to take you through that flow. And that's really where we're going with Agentforce, the ability not only to provide question and answer and provide, natural language, let's just call it knowledge, but actually take actions on all of that knowledge and do it in a way that is the same level of security as a human being using Salesforce application. So that's the advice I'd give people. Don't be afraid to test it. Don't be afraid to try it, and use it a lot yourself. That there's no better path than you yourself understanding how it works.
I love that. And especially starting with an internal use case, right? Because that's the most
Yeah.
human in the loop you can get. And you learn so much by seeing how this reacts. And then you can apply that knowledge to when you go and do those external use cases. Um, all right. So if somebody wanted to maybe get their hands on this or learn more, what is the best place that they can go and do that?
Yeah. So I mean, today, again, you can go right to the agent exchange. You can try ready-made partner built AI agents, actions, and templates. So not having to necessarily create your entire agent. Someone's already built a best practice. You can go try those things out right off the agent exchange. You can go start right now without building from scratch. You can also use some of these solutions for integration on the agent exchange to try a simple use case. I mean, I sort of described a really good one. Sales enablement's an amazing use case for agentic AI or a generative AI. So go ahead and try that out. And then if you want to learn more, test or building an agent, developers can use our free Salesforce Development Edition with Agentforce and Data Cloud for prototyping their first use cases. And then, of course, our learning management system, Trailhead's also available to learn more about how to build trusted apps, agents, automations. And we encourage experimentation, obviously. So lots of places to learn. We have events and tours all over the world. We're constantly bringing people into person to build an agent. So if you haven't come to one of our events, come to the Salesforce tour in your town outside of Dreamforce. They're mostly free. You can just show up. All you have to do is register and come build your first agent.
Yeah, no, I was at TDX and I built an agent and it was awesome. No, it was a really awesome part of, just being on the floor and being able to get to sit down and take everything for a test drive. Thank you so much, Brian, for joining me today. You shared so much. I learned a ton, and I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you for having me, and looking forward to doing it again.